inside makeshift theater shelter where Ukrainian kids cling to the only toys they could save as they fled war. Terrified schoolgirl Arina Muzytchuk fled her home in Kyiv carrying just a backpack containing her favorite cuddly toy. Her frantic mom told the 9-year-old she only had space for one plaything, so she grabbed Milka, her duck. Arina's little sister Katya, 4, smiles beside her toy duck Milka after escaping the bombing in Kyiv. Credit, Chris Eads. Katya, 4, and Arina, 9, take shelter in a theater basement in Lviv, West Ukraine after fleeing the capital with their mom. Credit, Chris Eads. Arina's mom Anna, 31, decided to flee the capital after filming Russian bombs raining down from their living room window. File photo of the aftermath of a bomb attack on Kyiv from Friday. Credit, AP. Arina said, "I have only had her for 1 month and she is my favorite, so when my mom said I could only take one toy I was definitely going to take her." Arina's mom Anna, 31, decided to flee the capital after filming Russian bombs raining down from their living room window. She told Arina and sister Katya, 4, to grab a rucksack each and, together with their gran Larisa, 49, they fled to the railway station. Devastated, Arina had to leave her pet hamster Homer behind. Speaking slowly to stop herself crying, she said, "Someone is feeding him so hopefully he is okay." Mom Anna, who left mechanic husband Alexey, 29, in Kyiv to fight, said, "I knew it was time to leave when I filmed the bombs. It was so scary and all I could think is that we had to leave. Like any mother I just had to make sure my children were safe. It is awful having to travel all the way across the country but I had to protect them. And I wanted to keep them from being psychologically scarred. I cannot believe a country in Europe is under attack like this in 2022. They are now living in temporarily in a theater in Lviv, West Ukraine, and feel only a little safer." As the Sun interviewed little Arina, the air raid siren sounded and the family rushed to a shelter in the basement props room. Sitting opposite them in the refuge was marketing executive Jean Chuppis, 34, who tearfully said of her plight, "I don't want this S. What he's doing to my country is evil." She said of her escape from Kharkiv, children were screaming and women were crying. People waved goodbye to the men. Many had brought cats and dogs, but there was no space on the train so they had to let them run off. Over 1.2 million refugees have now fled Ukraine, with an average of 115,000 pouring into Europe every day, 200,000 on Tuesday. Mostly women and children, they grabbed what they could and made their way across the country by road, rail and by miles on foot. Some ditched their cars on the border roads and walked the remaining 25 miles before enduring 60-hour waits to cross into safety. In Kharkiv, amid the sound of gunfire and explosions, residents crowded into the city's train station and pressed into carriages. Those who reached the Polish border at Korso smiled as they were driven by coach to safety. They are among nearly 650,000 who have reached Poland since last Thursday and are being met by a colossal humanitarian aid effort. Refugee camps have been set up in shopping malls and warehouses and tents are pitched in retail parks. Most spend a few hours here to recover before accepting rides further into Poland, to Germany and even Italy. UN spokeswoman Shabia Manta warned the evacuation was rapidly becoming the biggest refugee crisis this century. UN High Commissioner Filippo Grandi appealed for the guns to fall silent, adding, "In just 7 days we have witnessed the exodus of 1 million refugees from Ukraine to neighboring countries. They fear as many as 4 million will be forced to leave their homes by July, the biggest single movement of people since World War II." In the Lviv theater's bomb shelter, little Arina is praying for peace so she can go back home and play with her friends. "I hope I will see her again one day but I am not sure if I ever will." 20 minutes later, after the all-clear, Arina and Milka are back up on stage. A life upended by Putin's savage war machine. The children's father Alexey, 29, remained in Kyiv to fight. Credit, Chris Eads. Refugee girl back with dad. From Paul Sims on the Poland-Ukraine border. A thrilled Ukrainian girl races to her dad at the end of a grueling, 60-hour journey to safety. The beaming Ukrainian girl races to her dad at the end of a grueling, 60-hour journey to safety. Credit, Reuters. The girl had spotted her father in the distance and ran as fast as she could into his arms for a hug. Credit, Reuters. The joyous reunion at the border checkpoint in Milka, Poland, was a brief moment of light following days of bloodshed, fear and panic in their homeland. The girl had spotted her father in the distance and ran as fast as she could into his arms for a hug. Like most of the 1.2 million who have fled Ukraine, they are now refugees, and looking to Europe to offer them shelter from the war. Their plans may change, but for now, at least, they are together at last.